invite His Excellency Fahad Al Gargawi to say a few words.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to have you all here. And first of all, I'd like to thank you for being with us today and for the invite from Brother Musthafa for a few things. But I want to mention that we're celebrating his 2,500 years of practicing law, pre-dinosaur age. Just joking, just congratulating you. These type of expertise are very important to us, of course, in Dubai. And as we all say, and you rightly mentioned that people say we don't have a problem when they see a lawyer. I think no, they realize they do have a problem, but they say, I don't have my checkbook on me. Nevertheless, we all need lawyers and legal advice for so many things that we do, although we don't admit it. But the nature of business anywhere around the world, restructuring, you want to start up a business, you need different environments you go through, you need legal advice. Although at Dubai FDI we do certain structuring or business advice and thoroughly companies who want to set up, but nevertheless you will still need to go through a legal firm or a consultant just to really make sure that you're setting up in a destination anywhere around the world is there in the right terms that will serve you not only now but also later. As investment is a long-term process, you need to set up very right from the beginning. We at Dubai FDI, we're working with many different partners, the likes of Musthafa Almana and all that. It's important for us to really work together and cohesiveness in a way that you will still hear the same information, you will get the right approach, you will get the same support you would have. And that is something that we started 8 years ago to really put through a good standard. We are yet there. We are training our partners. We're making sure that they get the right information. So whoever you're going to meet from government or even private sector who are practitioners in the field to advise companies, you will get almost the same information. Except certain secrets will tell you that the lawyer will not tell you. But here it is important for us, as the government believes on private sector engagement and all the processes that we do, and sometimes and many times actually pre-starting these processes we consult, and consultation is done even in government level, so why not on an individual level or a company level? Dubai FDI plays few different roles and mandated by the government to attract, facilitate and encourage companies to set up and to certain promotions. But the most important is the advisory that we give them, as well as hand-holding in terms of the investment cycle. And the most important that will come later, which is an aftercare, where we believe it is also important, the journey where the investor starts after he's set up. We were among I think we were the first destination on city level globally in 2018 for a reinvestment. A reinvestment comes from existing companies who've seen that the environment is right and we want to expand into that. And that brought Dubai on a global map as first time into this. Nevertheless, everything got to do with aftercare. Your car, your product, your services, what about your entire company? You need that. You need to really make sure that you have a connection with the government or with the authorities, or if you have an idea and you want to expand in what you do, that there is attraction for that, the government will listen to you and will facilitate this. Now, in the current scenarios that you're seeing since COVID started, Dubai have opened its hands to support companies from around the world. We in 2020 received more than 2,000 millionaires moving to Dubai. And I think the number will increase for 2021. But that tells you in such times there are places that decided long time ago to be ready. Not for bad times, but for all times. Of course, when the economy is up and everyone is doing well, everyone is having a party. But when it is downturns, those destinations stands. And we're not saying it because we are here, but we chose to be this type of destination long time ago. The readiness model that Dubai adopted long time ago to make sure that we are for companies and individuals and even talent and people, sometimes families, for really making it a better environment for them to live, to work, to study, or even to visit sometimes. And we had a challenge, of course, as Expo were coming, and all the Expo team, management, senior management, everyone was there, trying to make sure that we are still gonna get the right amount of people, putting the right thing, and the government took a decision to make itself open and balance the way for healthcare as well as economy. If one of those two fall down, you can't have the other, especially in such times. So I think the government went into a decision that came from leadership. And many times, and you saw many different models, a decision that was only from healthcare authority didn't help the economy. So there was a lot of problem in the economy, which will take a lot of time to fix. We're not saying we didn't have some, no, we did. But taking it early and taking such step early brought Dubai to be in one time the only global international destination open for people to travel to, or to visit, or to have, conduct business. While we are here, and we saw that countries around the world, and many of you represent them, they came because Expo is there, but it's also an opportunity to come back for our economies, for our companies, because of all the closure we had. And this is something that we want to take with us. Dubai, a place for all. It's all about making sure that everything that we developed as a city, as an economy, as a country, long time ago, will continue to service. I remember 2016 when Dubai Airport became the third largest international airport on passengers, but the number one in international passengers, because basically we don't have domestic flights. Number one airport was for Atlanta, Georgia, USA, and then Beijing. Dubai came third. Almost we reached 91 million passengers. And that was because we decided to do so a long time ago, to be ready, to service, to make sure that business connectivity is happening. Around us is a market of 2.4 billion consumers that Dubai serves, the Indian subcontinent, the Middle East and Africa. And that is something that we would like to fulfill more. While we're helping the region, we're also extending that to other regions to connect with us. And this is something that we saw many times repeated in the last 5-6 years. We are very proud to be having India as a second largest trading partner, but also UAE of 10 million inhabitants is also the second largest trading partner for India. I think we came third maybe this year, but still significant. Our airlines have discovered that Indian subcontinent routes with North America and Europe long time ago. And that helped so many business, movement, talent, people, families, so many things. Up to our Indian brothers are calling Dubai as their Emirates airline, as their second official carrier. And it's part of relationship. It's brotherly, it's neighboring, it's historical. And at the same time, the service is right and giving both countries what they need. In certain time, I quote Her Excellency Reem Al Hashmi previously, the number of Indian flights between UAE and India reached almost 1,150 3 years ago, connecting 4 UAE airports with 16 Indian airports. That was added even later to more airports. But what we're saying here, this is a connecting hub. So connecting minds, creating the future. It's literally what Dubai does, day to day, and started long time ago. But it's also about ambition of a city to really bring the world to itself. And that was a quote from His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. When Dubai Airport won the third and the first international and the third on the capacity altogether, he says, I want Dubai to be the airport of the world, not the airport itself. So the city altogether is doing everything it can, the world, to connect opportunities, projects, families, visitors, travelers. And through that, this is what we're having. An excellent event like that, bringing people together in a city that also brings people together. We are the 6th largest, let's say, visited city in the world on city level, 17 million visitors by 2019. And we continue to dream with our friends and partners and everyone living here. 202 nationalities are all contributing. The government is supporting. The leadership is guiding and directing and opening doors for more and more to happen. And that's about sharing between people, businesses, and the government. And that's the key. It's not only one element, but it gives a lot of elements to think of. When someone wants to decide on a place, that will give me a greater exposure to a larger market. That's what Dubai tried to do all the time, and also making sure that while we do have successes, we also recognize we do have sometimes mistakes, but we learn from them and continue to grow. So if someone will ask me, especially when we go to US, and what Dubai does more than anyone else, I think, I tell them we are experts right now in downturns, and we know how to come back more than any other place. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.